moving to the world of comedy, and you know, we've had a lot of people come and go, but man, they're still relevant in the game and doing a lot of things. I'm talking about Foster Romanus. He's a guest for today. And what are we discussing? I know he's already distracted at nature, but let me get straight into a topic. It says a startup comedy, a sustainable career path in Ghana. And yeah, we thought it right that, you know, being a giant in the game, we should have him on the seat. And you know, let's break down and dissect into this conversation. Foster. Some drink out.
I'm going to remember. I say, oh, sorry. Oh, when you go to the service.
So we are going.
Namia do now, say. Oh, yeah, first.
But I pick your crowd.
Then I'll pick you.
Then your money now.
She said, then.
Juma Koso.
Oh, so. A Juma no course here.
What is happening?
Oh yeah. Nothing is happening. So when you show my friend my baby boss show.
Oh sure. Make sure now. More about.
Over me say now my baby so boy free show.
Hey.
Sir.
Hey, what can I say more? You said it. So wait, Ghanaian comedians are not being paid?
Oh no, we are being paid, but I think it can be better.
It can be.
Yeah, it can be better. Yeah.
But are you allowed to give a price or the?
Well, I mean, it's always there's always a negotiation table, but then, you know, it's you call it negotiation when they are in your range or in a particular range, but then it becomes non-negotiable when it's like the terms are far apart and wide. Yeah, I feel Ghanaians find it some way difficult to quantify service. So if they can't see the process, it's like it's difficult to put an amount to it unless they see the process. Oh, wait there, why baby? It's a natural thing. Like your car breaks down, a mechanic comes to the car, he touches one thing, two, and then the car starts. And then he's like 10,000. Your first word is A, and then you get it. So we are not quantifying the experience, the length of work Akumu to get to that level. It's only about what I can see. So yeah, that's what's making it a bit challenging. But we hope that in the future it'll get better. Yeah.
Okay. And talking about relevancy, Romanus, you've been in the game for a very long time. What would you say has sustained you all this while and kept your relevance?
Minding my business.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's about just being focused and being where you're supposed to be and do what you're supposed to do. I mean, the God element is there, yes, but apart from aside God empowering you, you have the will to also plan out what you want to do and how long. I for one try as much as possible to play within my means and not do much like the who here rough on the meaning word for that one. Yes, so I just try to something is the lame
to do lame. You take water and you mind your own business.
Thank you. Chilled water for them.
But let's even talk about success, right? How would you define success as a Ghanaian comedian?
Wow. Success. Me kind of success or say success. Well, for me, it's about getting it started.
Getting it started.
Yeah. It's not about the accomplishment because starting is difficult than finishing. Sometimes finishing is hard, but it takes a lot of effort to start, especially when it's a saturated, environment or it's a saturated category or world or genre or something, and then you are like, hey, can I do it? What do people say? How will I be successful? All these things come to, demoralize you, or it gets you to even say, Charlie, you know what? I won't do it. But for me, I think the mere fact that you took the bull by the horn and then you started, that's a lot to celebrate. The rest will take off itself.
The rest will take care of itself. That's your definition of...
My definition.
Yes, I like that. But let's even look at the whole Ghanaian scape when it comes to comedy, right? Currently, do you feel like comedians are appreciated enough? Do you even feel like Ghanaians really understand what comedy is? Because we've been seeing some comedies and sometimes I feel like they're not really appreciated. Is it because they are not funny enough, or Ghanaians just don't understand or comprehend what comedy is?
If you say they don't understand, that one won't be fair. I think they do. We are yet to get to the level of being tolerant
Oh, okay.
about the content that comes out. So it's making our comedy quiet, monotonous, because there are some areas you can't explore for the fear of backlash or being attacked by the other party, etc. So it's not being broadened as it's supposed to be. Appreciated, yes, we are appreciated because people come for our shows. So if we say we are not appreciated, that would be unfair to the people who pay to watch us.
Exactly.
We are grateful for that, but we feel it's about time when people will understand that the word is joke. It is as light as it should be. It has no, attached to it.
It's just a joke.
Once we say it, it is just to enlighten you, to bring the light side of something that has happened. But until we get there, so you're trying to try a content in a certain category, and people are like, hey, they'll come for you, and then people are coming at you as if you. Let me not go there, but then you have people coming at you. So I feel we are yet to get that tolerant stage where people will just say, "Oh, yes, it's one of those things."
Jay, before you come in, I like the joke factor that he made.
Yeah.
I think a few months ago, I saw a video of a comedian, I don't recall the name, where he made joke about Lali ex Lola, deciding to, cut their hair to try and settle the whole banter and beef between Shatawale and Stonebwoy. We saw the press release, and he made a joke out of it, like, who are they? Are they even relevant enough to actually make that decision? And he even went to that extreme of saying, shut up on this, who are nice, like a joke, and people were laughing. So that joke factor, no, coming from what you said, you don't see anything wrong with what he did?
For me, I haven't seen it, so I can't say much about whether it's good or bad. But I think one other side of it is delivery.
Okay.
Delivery is also key when you're delivering your content. So you have to make sure that in as much as you're talking about the hard stuff, it doesn't come as defamatory or insulting or, degrading someone's hard-earned reputation. Yeah. So I think both ways you all have a part to play. So until I see it, then I can be able to say more about it. But for me, I feel, yes, delivery is key. Sometimes they may not understand the delivery, but if it's coming from a comedian, then I think it should be taken aside. Because as I'm not doing, and yeah, become our Srea. Or we become an idiot bufu. But yeah, come an Australia. It's a comedian who says for it to be funny. If not a comedian, another person will say it and target on a lighter note, which is what a comedian does.
Great, but talking about sensitive issues, like especially when it comes to politics, definitely we have politicians, raising the eyebrow, or can't and still talking about content, when you're putting all these things together, political issues, do you filter them, or you say it as it's supposed to be?
For me, sometimes I do filter. Like I say, I try to come as clean as possible, so I don't disrespect who I'm talking about or the character involved in it. So yes, I'll try and be as decorous or as decorum, whichever way it works. Yes, a decor somewhere. I'll try and be, as decorous, right? It's
You have some decorum around it.
Thank you very much. I
Yeah.
just try to make sure that me
You
be
don't step
disrespectful.
anybody's
But
toe, yeah.
if I have to say, if it is Tanado, if it is Mahama, I would say I've said jokes about Mahama, NDC came at me. I've said jokes about Nanado, NPP came at me. But at the end of the day, anyone who hears it and understands it goes like, oh, but this one is a joke. There are no, insults or trying to disrespect, yeah.
Okay, so following up to what you're saying, do you think due to attacks and other insults coming in, it's made Ghanaian comedians laid back and they're not really pushing or bringing out their best?
A few of them, sometimes they're like, I have this content, but if I say it, and someone might feel, I am still, growing my craft. I haven't gotten to that state where if the backlash comes, I can still sustain the career. So then he has a brilliant joke, but it's kept on the shelves just so that I mean, yeah, you know, may I be so
I'll be someone's favorite, like our favorites and all.
it cages the whole process of creating or harnessing materials. But then if there's that tolerance level, then yeah, I don't have to say a joke about Nanado because I'm NDC or because I'm NPP. So because if the thing happened, that's what I'm saying, and I've tried to put that context in another context, or I'm talking about it with some additions. I'm like a storyteller. I'm just trying to make the story appealing, relatable, and fun. So until that, yes, some of the comedians feel like they are boxed because I know, look, the comedians we have now, they are very good. You should be at their shows to see them. They are witty, they are smart, they are intelligent. Look, they will blow your mind off anytime. But they are also trying to make sure that, you know what, I need to get to a certain level. I don't want the backlash coming and then denting my career, or probably and in the end it affects a deal coming. Or so yeah, they try to hold back and all. So it's affecting us a bit. Yeah.
In a way, right? Great. But now let's throw it back a little bit since it's a Throwback Thursday. I remember back then as a Kiso concert party a minute ago, we saw the great legends who brought in comedy and all that, and they had a platform. So people rushed to the National Theatre just to have a feel of them. Do you think now with Ghanaian comedians, you have enough platform to showcase the talent or put smiles on the face of people?
Platforms we do, because at least there have been about 6 or 7 locations where, most of the people have held their comedy shows. I feel it's limited to Accra.
Okay.
And unlike concert party that was on TV, people could watch anywhere in the country, but here it's only limited to Accra, and then it's limited to National Theatre, Snap Cinemas, UPS Auditorium, Grand Arena, where else? Yeah, a few other locations, but it doesn't travel. So there is a platform, but there is not a platform, because after National Theatre, Sarkodie will say, what else?
Okay.
Where are we going to?
Yes.
A Nigerian comedian will tour the 52 states with a special. A US comedian will tour all other states with a special. Just that one special. But you do your special in Accra and you are done, because you can't find other venues that will charge or that can take up to 1,500 plus. There's just one in certain regions. So because of that, the craft isn't, expanding. And that also will also affect the crowd, or getting crowd to come in and then witness what you have. Yeah.
Talking about platforms, right? Usually when we have like conversations pertaining to the entertainment side, music, movies, and all of that, I feel like comedy is a bit left out. Don't you?
You people
feel...
you are part of it.
Well, why are we done?
Let me tell you ways you people have.
So you do agree with me that I feel like it's a bit
comedy
left out?
Because
I feel like they're always pushing, like Musica is pushing music, the Actors Guild pushing the actors, but I'm yet to see who is there to take care of you guys.
Look behind you. Look behind you. What do you see there?
I see rappers, because it's a rap show. I mean,
so I'm
it's
just
a rap
saying,
show.
when you're doing your montages, there is no comedian in there. When you're doing your backdrops, there are no comedians in there. When you're doing your promo videos, there are no comedians in there. But if I say you are talking entertainment,
But Romanus, don't you think?
I don't think.
No, listen.
I don't.
Let's feel the
Let's
truth
just be
right here.
honest here.
Okay,
Let's just be real.
Okay, bring it on.
Jay, let's hear from you.
I've always spoken about the foundation and genesis of everything, right?
Okay.
The way you present yourself, the way you put the thing out there, that is when people are going to take you serious. Because at
Okay.
the early stages, I've always said that if Ghanaian comedians brought out that A game, although we had the KSMs and other people who were being appreciated, I felt the new generation that came out, the new school, they should have hit it hard. So that anytime, because
You think they are not hitting
I'm sorry,
hard?
my dear, but I don't really agree with what
You
you're
think the
saying.
comedians are not hitting hard?
I don't
Listen,
agree with what you're saying.
finish my statement.
I think you should apologize to all the budding comedians
not in a
to
bad
hit
way.
hard.
Listen, they are putting
You
in the effort.
mentioned
But
branding,
there's
how they put
something-
themselves out there. I'm still trying to understand.
No, I'm not
why-
saying they are Charlie.
No,
They
you
are
know,
messing.
you
No.
said it.
What
You
I'm
said-
talking about branding, it's very wide.
Okay.
It's a really big.
You
marketing
widen
comes in
it
there.
You
One
widen
is
it.
to me.
Uh-huh.
The rich and say, "Oh, they breaking bread." I know that
Okay.
it's a struggle lately when comedians are even going in for sponsorship. They move into the corporate bodies and they are being shut.
Why?
I ask myself, what is the reason? And I go back to the foundation again. How it was presented to the people, because in the minds of Ghanaians, okay, say funny serious.
But that's
I
like,
don't know
if
that's
you
like
get
the
where I'm coming
literal.
from.
I do understand
Alright.
you, but that's like the literal meaning when it comes to comedy. Yeah, they release it share. So how should they appear then?
Don't you think there's more to be done?
Like.
Romanus can answer.
She's asking a question. You are doing it.
No,
That's
I'm
why you are saying what can be done. Yeah, I'm saying they are doing it.
because he said something that on a lighter note. So these are like literally the roles of comedians. They're here to put things on a lighter note. I don't know how they should
And
appear again
Listen,
to brands.
Namita, I respect comedians a lot because I know Romanus, aside comedy, there are a lot of things he's doing. We talk to the Jeffrey Nortes and other people, they have things
You
that
don't
they're
think he's not
holding
even
up
a comedian.
Yeah, I know
So
he's an actor
and
yes.
an actor. But let me come to why I am saying that I don't agree with you.
to. Okay.
Look, in an industry that is a baby industry,
Okay.
right? And yeah, as you're saying, one, if you like, let there be a beef in the music industry for the next 2 weeks. Every media house, including this space, will talk about the beef.
Okay.
That time, every other entertainment or every other genre comes to a standstill.
Okay.
Now, if there are, do you know when they called a comedian randomly to come for a show that had the topic under comedy? It was when Will Smith punched, what's the name?
During the
The
Oscar?
Grammy,
Chris
was it
Rock,
Grammy?
Chris
Yes.
Rock,
That
Chris
was when
Rock.
they called. Sometimes you will have to call the station and tell them, Charlie, what's up? Put me on. I was on another interview just yesterday. They were like, you don't come to. I'm like, you don't call us. If I am not promoting a show, I was here when last year, same time,
Yeah.
promoting a show. If I am not promoting a show, what topic am I being called on to discuss?
So
About comedy.
About comedy. So
I'm coming.
Romanus,
Hold on. So
let's
you are
chip it in
talking
there.
branding. Now, how then do the comedian? Because you see, in as much as social media is doing what it can or it's helping,
Okay.
look, there are certain endorsements you can't take away.
Okay.
Traditional media will always be traditional media.
Exactly.
It carries a certain weight
Okay.
that sort of holds the social media. Look, there was a banter about who a celebrity is, social media, celebrity,
influencer.
etc.
Traditional
Yeah.
media.
Do you understand? Traditional media has a certain weight. And the fact that you appear on traditional media with certain pundits, with certain presenters, also brings some form of consolidation to your brand.
Okay.
So no matter how budding and vibrant you think you are out there, it takes a certain level of endorsement. Look, when we started comedy, or I don't like using that word, but when comedy started,
Yeah.
when I part of it, part of the reason why there was that whole what's the name, drive that Ghanaian comedians, because there were certain brands, there were certain voices that were saying it. So now those brands and those voices came back to say, oh Charlie, we were here when these guys were good, we were here plus what we were doing, and then it gave another look.
Okay.
So if those in place, look, it is going to have that, because you have your TV station. You've not called me. How do I walk in and say that I'm coming, interview me? But then, oh, Charlie, we are having this conversation. Oh, it's not even about comedy. It's about entertainment. By you being a player, can you come and be a panel? So I am not. So you're saying, then I'm not just talking comedy. I am talking about other things. So you watching me, you're not going to take me as a comedian, because now I'm going to show you how intellectual, how intelligent I
you
am.
are.
I'm not just a comedian.
Okay.
But if
Okay.
it's not about comedy, I am not called into any discussion to come and
I
also
do
add
understand
my
where it's
2
coming
cents.
Yeah, I
from.
think
It
when-
feels a bit limited.
I am coming from Kaswa.
See,
but it's
I
true,
like
it
the
feels
fact that
limited.
I like the fact that he's
We are
coming to-
limited.
They are limited.
They are limited, but Nani-chan, let's talk about consistency here too.
Oh, you want to bring consistency? Let me tell you, Kojo PJ has done 2 comedy specials. Do you know about that?
Yeah.
Ojo has done 3. Do you know about that? What are you talking about consistency? Every other year, the comedians are doing their specials back to back to back. I can say probably I'm the only comedian who doesn't have a special.
So meaning with your industry, it has to do with a time frame.
No, but look at it. Look at it. That's why you were talking about platform. I said there's a platform. There are no platforms.
Okay.
Now, we are almost about 20 known comedians.
Here
In
in
a
Ghana.
year in Accra, everybody wants to have a special because it's part of the portfolio of the comedian. Now, in a saturated space, if I put my date out and mine is in April, and PJ's own is in May, and then Jerry's own is in June, what's happening? It's almost like we are fighting each other. But why can't I have mine in Accra? PJ can have his in Kumasi, and then once I'm done in Accra going to Kumasi, PJ is coming to Accra. Do you get the whole point?
Okay.
So if it is not happening like that, we are boxed in a space. So now it's like, oh Charlie, you go do your sharing. When it won't be April. Hey, Charlie, like I won't do my own 15th meal. I be like, if I finish not the next week because it happened.
Okay.
So if you're talking consistency, people literally have to put their shows on hold just so another colleague can have space. So then yes, if there's any inconsistency, it's also him trying to be human to help another person push. If we are all going to act like crabs and we are going to pull each other down, then yes, nobody is going to even have a space. Then it means that from 1st January to 15th February, everybody has a show back to back to back to back. And it's the same crowd we are feeding off. Then there are musical shows, there are acting, there is theater and other genres. What happens?
You know, it even brings my mind to
You two bring.
Right. You know, I really love comedians. Like, trust me. So anytime
We are thinking if we love you too.
Nah, see, that is why I
Because
want
you
to
say
say
that we are not consistent. Hey.
See, let's Romanus, first, let's talk about skits.
Skits?
Okay. Alright.
On social media. Now, Obi Nanti Krapuna Esre, and they put it out there not because these people are comedians.
It just happened.
It just happens, yes. And now when I go on the comedians I know, their page, Nanicha,
What do you see?
Oh, say what you see. I'll
What
I'll
you
come
see?
there. Say it. Feel
If
free.
there were pictures of them,
hardly do I see
like
the
organized
randoms we
skits.
see. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It
Okay.
do, but it's not like it's
This is
you know,
the-
That's
the way
this
the
is
part
the
you're talking about
problem.
consistency. If I
And
got
that
you
is
right.
where he's at fault. Because not every comedian is an actor. And not every actor is
It's
a
a
comedian.
comedian.
So there are people who are blessed with that. I'm an actor and I'm a comedian. So because of that, I could put one or two together and create a skit. Now, have you ever seen Kevin Hart do a skit before?
Not really.
So any obia space to say I was or yeah then or yes skit because everybody is doing a skit. It's about say I was say industry to be a feedy obia. If we are all following the masses because everybody is doing a skit, then it becomes so it will be so boring. Because then, like you're saying, okay, I saw Obi do a skit. Hey, me too have to go and do a skit. Meanwhile, I'm not an actor. I can't even act. I can't even write a script. Or I need a script writer to write a script for me. How much do I have to go and even borrow a script writer to write for me? Yes, if you're talking about branding as a look, all these things it comes with money.
Okay.
That's how I'm saying that. If the comedian is paid well,
Okay.
out of the same craft, he has what he's getting to invest in it. But you see, now it's no bad day. I know So you are calling me a comedian, but you don't want to pay me as a comedian. But you want me to behave and do my brand and everything as a comedian. I'm not saying we can't do that, but it takes a lot to do that. It's a hand go hand come game. So yes, the comedians will have a role to play by trying to invest in their craft, which look, let me tell you, people are doing their best. But if you're tagging him as a comedian, then pay him as a comedian.
Okay. Okay, so I only asked the harmless question. So yeah, pack here, baby, and let's touch a different angle. Let's touch a different angle. Foster, let's be realistic on the show this morning
real.
and be honest. Stand-up gigs, is it like something you can live off solely?
Yes, it is. Look, I always tell people that don't ever hide your talent. I'm sorry I'm expanding it. Because you see, the only thing that can make you a millionaire or the only thing that can make you work and still be happy is when you're applying your passion or your talent. Because then it's something you're giving. And then they say talent is not enough. So you have to do more to add to it. Comedy at this instant now should be able to take care of you without you even trying to look elsewhere. Yes, it should, if Ghanaians pay well.
If Ghanaians pay well. I like the fact that if Ghanaians pay well. But away from that too, still talking about comedy, you mentioned something, said the fact that I am an actor, a comedian, doesn't mean that I should act, which I do understand. But then the people say and try so an actor, a comedian, but on your comedian. Because I've seen some, is that bad? Oh yeah, baby, I can't want to say.
Okay. Thank you for that. Now this is my problem with that. I watched a particular comedian. I didn't like him. It is him
that you don't like.
That you don't like. It doesn't mean the pool. And yet, what I say. So if an individual is trying to force himself to be a comedian, but he's not, it is the individual.
On that note, what guarantees you to be a comedian?
Nothing.
Because that is why people feel like I'm a comedian.
Because
I know I'm funny than that person I watched.
Because the ope no be a pa ayena franto macro. What I say? Obi pedi aiden. Obi ebi no malumbo nebi sunumbogu. So what you might cringe, another person will laugh. So if I put it out there and I have 5 people laugh, to me, I have 5 people who like what I do. I'm going to feed them. I may put another, and those 5 people may not like it. Another 5 will come and like. You see, we put ourselves in a position where who put it out there that, look, never give up. How does never give up come to play? If I fail and everybody is bashing me and I don't have the opportunity to come back up. Yes, I may have started bad, but it's the end that justifies the means. There are people who can start right and end well and end bad. There are people who start wrong and they end well. There are people who start well and they end well. So then, if we are all saying all the consistency, never give up, look, keep pushing, it go happen. This is what it means. It means that you fail at a point, but don't stay down. Come back up, move. It is the end that justifies it. People will come and say, we're crying and then automatically they are being called A-list artists. So at what point does all these motivational messages and all these quotes here, and today the quote for the day is never give up on your dreams because you never know which one might work and which one, where does it apply? Did you start being a presenter this good immediately you started?
No.
You were trained. You failed at a point. People came at you that and then also people even thought that you could never be a TV presenter. So let us understand that it is part of life. But it is what we say to them. Charlie, oh bro, I pop your video the last one, but I think this one there, it's nicer like that than going all around. And then is this one to a comedian? What they
But I have a question for Stajie before you come in. When we talk about comedy, so when it comes to the aviation and travel and tour, we have a specialist and a generalist. In the specialist, no, be specific or yes, so okay, in the aviation world, no, I just do maybe travel packages. I do this, I do that. But the generalist need there or ye BBRB. And usually when you are studying that course, you are advised to be a generalist because Ghana had the when it's specialized, it wouldn't help.
Yeah.
In the comedy world, I know some people say, "Oh no, now far Micah, we are not Becca." Like he doesn't do anything different. Like we just know him to do that particular one type of comedy, you know, as. Obi we watch your comedy mono. What would you say to someone rising say on getting a specific niche and now say on cutting across all borders?
You see, that one also depends on the individual, and all these things. It boils down to the individual and who he wants to be, or how he wants to be addressed. Like you say, niche. It's important to have a niche. It's also important that even if you're generalizing, at least there is some level of, brand where one can identify, so this person there, you get it. But saying you're walking about, I don't know whether you're talking about people saying the same jokes over and over and over again now. Is that what you're talking about?
Sometimes it's like that. Others too, and you saw on there. So be on there. There was this comedian I watched, and all the videos I watched near in Pemu comedy name ma anyway. In total, you found Mike na him said no one no be.
As a mutie to for no more kind Pemu near India mosa.
Menkasa me say the minimum saw ye no menkasa like.
Yes, into no so.
It's me question say here in Ghana no. Say who take it that particular one now? Is it good for you to say obet survive on just that gig? Because to me I'll be bored. I wouldn't want to go again because when him the obeka. Because last week you can.
If you are getting gigs from saying sex jokes, I mean, who is stopping you from stopping it? Go ahead with it. If you are not getting paid and you see say Charlie, nobody's calling you because of that, then it means that you have to add that. But I don't think there's a comedian who has really specialized on that. Sometimes you read your audience. Look, delivery is about reading. You read a room, you drop the joke about sex. You saw the reaction. Okay, this is not a crowd that is, going to like the sex thing, so I need to switch. Or you drop the sex thing and you realize that, hey, young Konkwa. So you give it to them. So sometimes you read a room and then you give them what you think that they responded to the most. Other times too, you try to just play along or go with your script that you have. But so if you've met a comedian do that maybe multiple times, then probably he read the room and then he felt it. Or sometimes some of the shows are, giving that categorization that this is like an 18 plus, or this is a sex thing, or this is a that thing, or this is a that thing. If not for that, then yes, probably it came off as that. Or sometimes when you're not
Okay, now let's talk about booking, right? Say my friend Foster say I need you on the show. No, I called you at 11th hour. Would you show up? And I said you need time to prepare for that particular event that you be. Performing.
If I feel I'm prepared enough to come, I'll come. Me, I can tell you that I'm not prepared.
Tifan said, "Ne, na me show, na me fro." Fan saying around 11:30. I used to show up.
If you pay.
But I was thinking, say maybe want to know like the kind of events, right, to help.
Oh yeah, definitely. All those ones. It comes to the conversation. What's the show about? Where is it? Is it a themed event? Is there any, nature be an mama thing be dressing be near that there. If you give me all that and I tell you the fee, and you're like, okay, wait,
so there's actually a rate card there.
Yes, sometimes you have a rate card, sometimes you don't have a rate card. Sometimes can we take a show just to go and flop and come back?
Share those moments with us.
It happens. It's with every. My most recent one will be in 20. I don't call it a flop. There are days that you go and you say a joke. The joke is a joke, but like I'm saying, tolerance. So people think that, they're kind, they're unfair, but because I know.
So how do you feel on that at that moment?
Sometimes you feel bad, say, well, you thought, say, you were just, being
funny.
Yeah, but so be unfunny on that note, you can only. But that means you stop it.
But the fact that you're a comedian, let's even sway away from your craft and you personally, has it been like, have you felt in the moments where microphone felt serious because you're a comedian?
Oh, always. More question, I'm more famous. And to Rebecca,
it's like when you're breakers and the people
move
serious.
No, the occupational hazard. That's why I keep saying, say, Moka Humbi. Because some of the other two conversations, Nimian say, can you deep, they're very. Boys are too smart. I'm a being. By a comedy do an from some Rebecca baby. And one night in the way, in comedy, just as only Nancy Bia, now a comedian, so on the Diobeka Bia. But yes, you buff.
Okay.
Yeah,
No
Okay.
emotions.
yeah,
Okay.
we have
Okay.
emotions. Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
what to find out from you with Ghanaian comedians? As I won't show me, Nimbi, I don't know.
Was it?
So I just want to find out, are Ghanaian comedians, are they collaborative? And as there's been a lot of competition.
I think we have the most united front in the industry, if you ask me. Yeah, we have our little misunderstandings here and there, but I don't think you've ever heard of any of our misunderstandings even going external or going viral. But yeah, inside we have one or two. But when it comes to supporting each other, I think we are
don't
one of the
forget.
great.
But are you cool with David Oscar?
Oh yeah, very, 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 very cool. The best guy there.
No problem, did they?
Me why can't I'm no coco. I don't want to say me no coco.
Same bisa.
Oh, me the what your account, you see, me problem. Me, I don't hide things. So,
Are you cool with David
yes,
Oscar?
I am. Oh, I heard that you are
It's
not
all
cool. with
church,
him.
which is something they did.
It's a what baby.
Yeah, so say I have this.
David
Because
Oscar,
the
yes.
topics now Obi and Ponsandi, Obi for the Bible.
Yeah, but David Oscar, that's why we say,
Yeah.
my sister will need David Oscar. More, my cousin, sir.
First time, me say
Then I will
David
tell you.
Oscar, you're fine.
Me need David Oscar.
It's the other fine, yes, you.
All the last time you heard from him.
That was in, I think, April or May. He's not even in Ghana. He's in Germany. Yeah, so no, but that's why until come to say, yes, see, me
yes,
go
Aside
other
the chicken, what to be?
me no be any asem. But bia
Obi no was
obi ni was man na makoye bibi no obi acting in a reported speech. I will tell you the story right here. What do I have to write? Oh, Mati say yes, say in magazine. Oh, there be antisa. Say ni.
It's mean the power TV.
End there. Your balls are hanging. You don't have balls.
Oh, hello, bro.
Mister.
Must be hard. Hold the bull by the balls.
I asked.
Hold the bull by the
balls.
What change now in the balls?
Yeah, no, the
on
one
it
you get
there.
it. Can you hold the bull by the one?
Are you cool for
So
stuff?
by okay.
David
Okay.
Oscar, yeah, that's
Okay.
cool. Waka.
Yeah, but why are you asking? Because there's this case.
He's also been in the game.
There is Obi and Ponsa. There is
So,
Lexi.
okay, how's Obi and Ponsa doing?
It's a war.
But we know we have the event, but before getting to the event, let's talk about you personally. What is your vision for comedy right here in Ghana?
For me, I think I haven't started comedy. I feel there's a lot in there to offer,
Okay.
and I'm planning to in my own way. Wow, that was great. I'm trying to I'm doing what I can
Okay.
to expand the genre and also get more people in there. So in the course of the year, you will hear what is coming up. Yeah. But then for media, I'm still an underground comedian.
Hey,
Maybe not
so
talk so.
my dream.
But the party
Ah,
fix one
background.
thing in there, what would it be in the world of comedy?
If I have to fix, I'll give a base rate
Okay.
to every comedian. Yeah, you can't pay below this amount. Yeah, that'll be the first thing. Even if I become president or any person that'll be the first thing, especially not just comedy, in the arts field. Yeah, let's have a base that no artist, spoken word, what's the name, music, whatever, whether you are A or B, nobody is being paid below this threshold.
Yeah.
So that at least the bargaining begins from a point. So then we can all quantify, and then like the question is it sustainable? You know that
Oh, yes.
Okobo show now, because sometimes you hear out there that someone is going to play a show and the show no Okobo no, wajib millions for a 30-minute set or something, because they quantify the fact that the person has worked, all the booze and the ways that the person has, taken in a shape now by this great person you want to enjoy now. So you pay for it. So there has to be a base. Say be a 10K and say, say, oh, 10K that yeah back and forth in crime is okay. And I say, so that yeah, because look, one of the most expensive industry is the arts industry.
It's the arts industry.
Very expensive. Not to talk about putting up a show and all.
But Jay, we have the Actors Guild. We have the music guy in Gamru. More there.
Foster Adiachi.
Oh,
Foster
yes.
Adiachi.
Okay.
She's special.
Yay! Jesus.
Mr. Muamodi.
Yeah.
Your friend is
We have the GH Comedians Network. It's very young. So Monty and Khan is because we are still putting things in place. Yeah. We'll amplify it very soon. But yes, we have a
We need to
have an
definitely
association.
hear
It's
from them
important
and
because in
patronize
as
them.
much as you are bashing as the media people say mamo platform, no, I think say as a group you can also organize something for yourself. I would also put you on that pedestal where
Yeah,
people will be
yeah.
and
Oh,
sakona
yeah.
and
We are doing.
sabanti.
We are working on it. I know that we have it. We have it. But like
Put
I
your
said,
dues.
we
Put
pay
your
dues,
Okay.
and we are trying to. We launched it, but I think said the launch didn't really get the attention because some say beef be by us identity. It went down the drain.
Internal.
No, that's why you can't beef. I know musicians say beef.
Yeah.
Comedians
Comedy,
say
the moon
beef.
beef.
Yeah, beefy cranny. Yeah, why? Jimmy, yeah, the jokes now the way
Yeah,
yeah,
more
but
come-
yeah,
interesting.
we're working on it.
Great.
It will
So,
come very soon.
first, let's switch, to the other side and talk about ministry, right? Yeah. Papa Oti are saying also for Reverend. I just before we even move into, I know you have some things coming up, but before we move into that, let's talk about ministry. The moment you remember the first time Alka said, "Okay, Charlie, I want to have this concert to bring Christians together or believers together." How was the reaction from people? Did you have messages do you have messages
yeah.
coming here? Do you, hey, are you serious? And I said,
Well,
I'm
no,
gonna
but it
hold
wasn't
you.
even in the DM. It was face to face. Well, yeah, then are you a comedian? Are you a musician? What is this?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to? Yeah, I mean, definitely they have every right to react or ask questions
questions,
because it's something that is not really seen or done because you know that if you are this person, that is what the person is doing. But for me, it's different where I come from. I believe that we all have a purpose, and whether you're funny or not, whether whatever, there's a purpose that you must fulfill. So as long as whatever I'm doing is leading me to whatever purpose I should fulfill, I'm okay. It's not about what him or her is saying. It's about what I feel. Yeah.
And the after, let's talk about the after when they got to know this side of you.
Oh yeah, they're like, oh wow. Someone's like, hey, who's starting up for say one of those things? But I can see say, wow, wow, wow. It comes with ambulance feel. Wow, 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 wow. Nah, yeah. But
Ambulance
then
feel.
they start looking at you in a different way, and then they now understand
That
why.
there's a calling
Yeah.
in there. But has it gotten to a point where it's become so demanding? Like, Charlie, I think I need to take a break on this comedy thing and solely move into ministry.
If it gets there, why not?
Nowadays.
Mine is purpose.
Okay.
If it is what will bring that purpose, but I can still be a Christian and a comedian. So I comedy there, even if I can't say I've stopped active comedy, because even when I'm doing ministration or I'm preaching, I may put one or two in there. Yeah, so
So comedy also half an hour shy sense. You can't even start
comedy
right
there,
now. Half
me
an hour
I
shy
feel na
sense.
massa. Me underground.
Yeah, underground.
Oh yeah.
Underground artists.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dear. By upcoming events.
Yeah, so this is our third edition. We call it proskuneo. It means to worship. So we say ordained to worship. So we're coming again to invite Ghanaians to come and spend 2-3 hours with God in an atmosphere of worship with seasoned ministers like Perez Music, Pastor Jamin Debra, Dywell. We have Pavel Tekwegrin, and then myself also ministering. So we are just calling you to come. Is that we've ended the first half of the year. We are entering the next half. Come and then Fanny Nabeshenya Mensa. And then, have a moment. Maybe you feel you are far away from God. I say, brah, no bejo. So come and use that moment as a way of reconnecting, reviving, realigning, or all the things that being solemn comes with.
Okay.
Think about your life.
Come and surrender.
Well, if you feel you have to surrender,
I'll
fine.
surrender everything to
If
him.
you have surrendered already and you still want to keep being ignited, yes,
Why
come
not?
and then
Okay.
Connect, yeah.
So time, dates,
It's on Saturday.
rates.
Just 2 days away from today, 28th at 5 p.m. We are doing it at Chimota, GH Media School,
Oh, okay.
the forecourt of the mega studio. So it's an outdoor thing. Come and but you don't feel.
It's free.
Jesus has paid it all. It's free.
Okay.
I think the last season, since I was
All the
it's
years
all-
have been
it's
free. All the years Jesus pays it.
I'm thinking about the money that goes into this whole thing. 'Cause
Jesus provides.
imagine you having a comedy show maybe next month, and you still need stage, the lighting, and everything.
That is one of the things that always amazes me. Because always
Sorted.
it comes. You don't know how it does, but it's for him. He does his thing, and we are always grateful to God. Yeah.
Right. So what's that one thing that keeps you moving? Maybe like with the work of ministry, because it gets overwhelming sometimes.
Jesus.
Yes, it is. It is.
But I mean, the fact that regardless, no matter how anxious you get, no matter how afraid you are, you know that definitely God will come through. So yeah, it comes with a little. Sometimes you are down, you're like, Charlie, this thing. But then yeah, some message will come, some word will come. You meet a fellow who will just encourage you, or someone just hold your hand and pull you into some prayer, and then I was like, hey, oh this, yeah. So it's the fact that you're confident that no matter how bad it gets, God will come through. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So you've had it from Foster Romanus. Come the 28th. If I'm
Yes,
getting it right.
yes,
At the
Saturday.
forecourt of GH Media School in Chimoto.
Mega
Let's go right
studio.
there. Lift our hands in praise and thank God, because the city actually nobody everybody will catch
Do you know Kasawai Shaggy? So if you've been able to sail through, how about going there and giving
Because this
praise
morning
to
I
God?
was having a conversation with a nature. I said, "We'll be a TikToker now. We and now we
Yeah, a
like
lot of
the
people,
rates.
a lot of
Yeah,
people.
it's
But
really-
that is gain. That is a good thing.
Depends on where you're standing. Let's just be
Yeah.
honest. Let's just be honest. Say, Abrabona Obono, when you say a trumpet never now call heaven there. Death is gain, but say.
But Bible said your any so 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 the point is, you see,
okay.
the fact is this. Anything now, hey, wait a minute, baby. The whole point is that you have okay. You can't tell for yourself that I'm in good standing.
So yes, you're making the cut.
No. But you have the hope that because you believe in Christ, that's why I said Christ in me, the hope of glory. Because Papa cannot do, you can do all the good in the world. But the question is, what's the standing with Christ? Because at the end of the day, Christ is the marking scheme. So it is your relationship with Christ and it determines. So you can think you have a relationship. The Bible said Samson thought his strength was still there. He would just wake up and tear the ropes. But that time, his hair was cut. He didn't know that the presence had left. Sometimes you may think there's a presence, but not the presence, Nico. Right? But if you're a Christian, you believe that. As long as you believe in God, but those that believed in His name, they were given right to become children of God. That's the only hope we have, that we believe in Christ. And so when He comes, so to the Christian, Paul said it, but to die is gain. We are the who say time as and our time as and to the honor said there was a way no yet because only one Yankopon on casa because I nra ubon 5 hours into on rasunti obebefi because to him you are coming home. It's a glorious welcome to him. His child is coming home, and that's the only way you exit. It's only painful because this person in our corner. That thought of and the memories you share, that's the only bit. But even where the person is going, but you are just saying, say, for me who are biom. But to God, that's why I say He kills without repentance. Because to God, you are coming to Him. And that's the only way He can receive you is by Moses. Moses was saying, I'm making you a god. So yeah.
Elijah
Elijah came back to die.
Oh, so you believe in the John the Baptist?
But it's in the Bible, Matthew 11. So unless the Bible
My
is a
idea, my idea. Sunday school no me koi.
so what you? Wa quote Bible back up into me say why are
Job 1 was it?
What's it?
Job 1
John 1:1.
Job 1:1.
Job 1
Job 1:1.
Job
Job 1:1.
That's how
I can't win.
Eh?
Only
Job 1
it was only the
Job
Job.
1
Job 1:1 was when the sons of God met and the devil was walking about and God asked him, say, have you seen me? Let's go.
Maybe it's not my favorite chapter in a book in the Bible. Maybe I can
John 10:30. That's your favorite.
Oh, that's not my favorite is Psalm 46 verse 5.
What's the name?
I say God is feeding her, she will not fail.
Hallelujah.
You see, your quotation, that is why, I'm sorry, that is why Christians always, sometimes I say we are sentimental.
Okay.
You see, because it says God is in her, she will not fail. But from 1 to 5, no. On Kayo, from 5 below, no. Only it is a failure. Or say, hey, but it's not the Bible that says God is in her.
That's my favorite
Look, there is no blessing in the Bible that doesn't have its principle. So if you are saying you like the promise that God is in you, then add the what you will do that God will come in you. After my and a then I mean quite a supernatural say we
Preach it.
It is well.
It is.
it is not
First, it's always been amazing having you right here.
Thank you for
opening up and share with us. But comedians, please don't come for me. I respect you people so much. We're just having a conversation. But you're close to words.
Oh, so I'm grateful for it's always enlightening and insightful when I come here. That one there, no doubt about it. Like the conversation is always interesting, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. A big thank you to Shobiz for always having us and holding us down. Big ups to FVV Rice, Mr. Quay, and all the guys there. Big ups to Mr. Jim Ayo inside Ayo Insurance, and big ups to you for always supporting. I want to see you all on Saturday. Come, it's the Trinity experience. So this year we are singing about the Father's love, we are singing about the grace of Christ, and we are singing about the fellowship of the Holy Spirit. So in natural sense, it's about the grace.
Okay.
The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, which is Christ, the love of God, which is the Father, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit, which is the Trinity experience.
Which will be with us on Saturday.
Yeah.
Amen.
So we are dining, we are gracing, and then we are fellowshipping.
Full package.
So a spiritual item 13, no, not the physical item.
Oh, food vendors go on to really they are waiting about better than it.
All right. So this has been a feature conversation with one great comedian we have right here. I call him a man of God too. Yeah, that's Foster Romanus. Follow him on socials, and also on Saturday, come the 28th of June, 2025. Let's move in right there. Have great fellowship with God. Let's go for 10. We'll be right back.